Yo, what is up guys, MrPantaloons here with Omnia, and we have the banner to pull from right here. This is probably one of the best banners that we will have for a long time, and probably the best banner we've ever had in Global Opera Omnia. So we have 35 CP for all three characters, Eiko, Titus, Balthier, and then obviously their 15 CPs as well. We can see the drop rates real quick right here. 315 CPs and then the 35 CPs. Now, my quick impressions of this banner is that Eiko, Titus, two of the best characters, so pretty much a no-brainer there. If you don't have any of those, you can easily pull. And then Balthier, I think he's also alright because you can get his 35, so his 35, that should be pretty good. Now, in terms of whether I'm gonna pull on this banner or not, honestly I'm not gonna pull right now. I still, well, here's the best tip. So someone on Reddit gave the best tip, and that is to wait on pulling on the banner and just decide to pull on the 4th of July, because basically on the 1st of July we're gonna get Ash event, I think, so that's another interesting banner, another banner that you might be interested to pull on. And then on the 4th of July we may also get a special banner as well on that day. So someone gave us the tip that we should probably wait until that day in order to decide if we should pull or not, or just to see all the banners, and then we can decide how much we want to pull on each of them, or decide whether or not to pull on a few of them at all. So that is it, and obviously we can just play the lost chapters, clear most of the missions, go on to the hard ones, and then we can wait a little bit, and after we pull on the banner we can go right in through the hard modes for the lost chapter. So that's kind of what I'm planning to do, but we'll see. I want to say that I am inclined to pull on this banner, but we shall see. So let's go and talk about the characters real quick. Let's jump onto Dissidia DB right here. So we have Eiko right here. So she's got the white crystal. She uses the staff. Now Eiko, hold on a second. Alright, sorry for that. Okay, so Eiko, let's turn that to global. So Eiko, she is probably one of the best support characters, if not the best support character right now, especially with her 35 CP. So her skills are HP regen, she's got the smite as well, HP regen. You're gonna get the entire party initial bravery to bravery, and then she also gets or gives them HP regen, slightly recovers HP for 6 turns. Now obviously this doesn't sound too great, right? It also has 4 uses, but the thing about Eiko, she relies on her weapons. Her weapons are what really boosts her skills. And then smite, she's got Holy Brave Magic Attack and Grant Stolen Bravery to the entire party, and she has 6 uses on that one, so that is really nice. Now in terms of her passives, I don't think there's anything too special in here. Let's see, level 50 Grant, +1 turn to pre-existing buffs when buffing allies. That one is actually nice. You get more turns out of your buffs. And then her gear list, this is what is pretty much the special thing that makes Eiko really shine. So her 5-star armor, she gets HP and initial bravery. Not sure if that affects her with anything. I don't think it does. HP, initial bravery, yeah, you probably don't care too much about those. Now her 15 CP, so look at this, she gets extended duration of HP regen to 12 turns, so from 6 turns to 12 turns, she doubles up. And not only that, she also gets small attack up and small max bravery up for 12 turns to the entire party, so that is a game changer right there. So you pretty much want her 15 CP passive. This is the first thing you want on her. And then her 35 CP, increase smite potency, lower action delay, raise all party members bravery based on Eiko's attack. So she does scale up with attack for her smite ability for the entire party, and then you also get a medium speed up for 5 turns, so you can definitely do a lot of stuff with her 35 CP as well. But I think the main thing is her 15 CP, so it's kind of weird, right? Because you want to get her 35 CP ideally, but you also need her 15 CP passive, so you might have to MLB her 15 CP. So this is where it kind of gets tricky with the banner, and we can discuss this later. But let's move on to her artifact passives. So she's got the Mighty Smite, which is really nice. Bravery HP regen, that probably doesn't do too much, but ideally if you get the Mighty Smite, if you get some attack, she's probably gonna do fine with that. So that is Eiko real quick, and then Tidus. Now we had Tidus before. We know him, Blue Crystal sword user. We know his 35 CP, his 15 CP, and all that stuff. His quick hit, his slash. Let's go real quick. So quick hit, he's got melee brave attack, high turn rate. It has 8 uses. Now this ability actually hits pretty poorly, but it does scale up with his passive abilities and with the 15 CP if you can get it. And then slash combo here, or slash that turns into slash combo with his 35, and then you get melee brave plus HP, which is pretty much mandatory. If you don't have this thing, Tidus is not good. Yeah, so you need his 35 CP for sure for the brave plus HP attack on the slash combo here, and then you get the triple debuff on your target as well. 6 turn speed down, attack down, and defense down, and you also get high turn rate, and obviously you need the Brotherhood passive. Now in terms of his passives, he's got some interesting choices here. He's got a lot of speed up. He's got the first strike, which moderately raises attack at the start of each battle, so you can pretty much guarantee a break and a max brave attack with his slash combo if he gets that first turn, which feels pretty nice when you do get that first turn. Then you have ability attack high, slightly raise bravery damage when using abilities continuously, and then you also have the I guess this one, yeah, this one was the more important one. So if you keep chaining your quick hits and your slash combos, you're gonna deal extra damage, which is nice. And then the level 50 here, slightly raise speed for 1 turn when bravery equals to 0, so you get more speed off of that. So he gets some speed, he gets some attack, and then his gear list right here. So we got his 5-star armor, which is really nice. You get max bravery and attack, pretty much what you want to get. So that is really nice. And then his 15 CP, increased potency of quick hit, grand small attack up and small speed up for 3 turns. So this passive is interesting. You do get the extra potency on the quick hit, which I feel like it makes a difference. Without this potency from the 15 CP, the quick hit just doesn't hit that hard. And then you get small attack up and small speed up, which can also be nice. But the Brotherhood, obviously this is what makes him shine. So he turns slash into slash combo, brave plus HP, lower action delay, increase potency of speed down, raise success rate, and extend duration. Oh wow, I actually didn't even know about the increased potency on the speed down, and that is interesting. Raise success rate and extend duration. So that is kind of weird, because I thought it was pretty much guaranteed to get it, but there we go. And you get small attack down, small defense down as well, but it's pretty much guaranteed, so it guarantees the rate now. And then artifact passives got mighty quick hit, mighty slash, so all is good right there. And then finally for Balthier, so Balthier is going to be interesting because he is also, or his 35 is also new, so he's got yellow crystal. He uses the gun as his weapon of choice. In terms of command abilities, he's got snatch shot and great aim. So for snatch shot, range brave attack occasionally steals random enemy buff, and then great aim, brave times 1.3 plus HP attack, and occasionally steals a random enemy buff, and he has 4 uses on that one and 6 uses on the snatch shot. Now I believe without the passives from the weapons, the rate that he steals the buffs is not that high, so you kind of need the weapons to make him more consistent. I believe his 15 CP gives him maybe a 20% boost for his chance, and then great aim like a 40% or something. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, it does make him more consistent in terms of stealing those buffs. Now, in terms of his passive abilities here, I think he has, let me see, buff collector, so he kind of relies on getting those buffs. So for this one right here, the level 41 slightly raised max bravery when at least 2 buffs are granted, and then his level 50 slightly raised speed for 2 turns grants low probability of inflicting small speed down debuff for 2 turns after a brave attack. And then also this one, slightly raised speed while buffed, so he does, and actually this one as well, slightly raised attack while buffed, so he does need to be able to get some buffs on him to make use of those passives. And now he's gearless, so again his 5-star is really good, max bravery, attack, very nice on that one. His 15 CP, increased potency of snatch shot, raise success rate of buff stealing, extend duration of any stolen buff. So that honestly doesn't sound that great, but again that success rate of buff stealing might make him more consistent. And then his 35, so this one raised great aim bravery multiplier to 1.4, so you get a little bit more damage. And then check this out, removes 3 debuffs following their order of infliction, raises success rate of buff stealing, increases the stealing limit by 2, extended duration of stolen buffs. So you're gonna get more damage, you're gonna remove more debuffs, and you're gonna steal more buffs, and the success rate is larger than the one for the 15 CP, so you get much more benefits from the 35. So this is interesting because I think he might be useful even without his 15. So if you get his 35, you can probably use him, but you do have to be able to steal buffs, so he's gonna be very niche. That's kind of the problem with Balthier. And then artifact passes, he's got the mighty snatch shot, and that is about it here. So Balthier, he might be interesting with his 35. I feel like with his 15 he is a bit too lackluster. He can do a few things, but I think the 35 is what could really make him useful in certain situations. Okay, so now in global, these 3 characters, Tidus and Eiko, they are both really strong, and then Balthier, he might be good in specific situations. Now in terms of future proof on all that JP tier list stuff, we got a I want to say a early tier list revolving around the level 60 awakenings. So let's just see how were they rated after their level 60. So first let's check out Eiko if we can real quick. So Eiko, she was 76, and this is because Eiko, she pretty much gets her level 60 super late. So even though a lot of characters had their level 60 here, she still didn't have it, but as you can see, she was still rated at 76 with her 35 CP, so she wasn't that bad, she was still usable, right? And then, oops, let's go ahead and search for Tidus. So Tidus with his level 60 was rated at 86, so still usable. And then Balthier, I believe, yeah, he did not have his level 60 here either, so he was at 57. I guess I should say that Tidus, he gets his level 60 pretty early. So this was from around, this tier list is from around April. So Tidus, he gets it pretty early, then Balthier, he gets it later, and then Eiko, she gets it super late basically. So Balthier, he drops pretty hard, just as Eiko, but Eiko, well, Eiko drops just not as hard as Balthier. So Eiko, she's still gonna be useful for a while. And then Tidus, obviously he got his level 60 and he got some use out of that. So now for the current JP tier list. So this is a whole different meta. This is like a launch meta and stuff. So for this one, let's go ahead and see. So for Tidus, he has EX weapon here as well, whereas on the other tier list he didn't. So he did get a few more points. He is actually pretty strong right now with his EX weapon. So he is really good in JP right now. Now for Eiko, she is also really strong. She's actually rated even higher than Tidus. She is 94, and this is because she got her level 60 awakening, but again it does take very long for her to get it. And then for Balthier, he is still at 65 even with his level 60, so he's gonna need more than a level 60 awakening for him to make him stronger. So that is it with the evaluation stuff. Now let's talk about the banner a little bit. So the characters in here are a bit interesting, right? Because so Tidus, for instance, he relies pretty much on the Brotherhood, right? So looking at these weapons, you're gonna need this weapon right here, so the Tidus 35, and then for Eiko, she kind of relies primarily on her 15. So ideally you want to get her 15 and you want to MLB the 15 and then go for the 35. If you get the 35 and the 15, you might have to use the 15 instead, at least until you MLB the 15, so you can get that passive. And then Balthier, I guess he should be fine with his 35. So now, and another thing is that apparently in JP, one of the best combos was using Lightning, Tidus, and Eiko. Those three are apparently really good, and they are gonna be the strongest for a long time. So another question is whether or not you have Lightning. So if you have Lightning, ideally you would want to get Tidus and Eiko as well, and then with those three you can pretty much complete the entire content of the game for a long period of time. So there are many decisions, and then we have different banners coming up. We have Ash banner, we have Garnet banner coming 1 month, we might have a special banner on the 4th of July. So there are many things to take into consideration here. I myself am undecided whether or not to pull on the banner. Now some players also are in the situation where they may have MLB'd Eiko's 15 CP, they may have MLB'd Tidus 35, so then what they need is the Eiko 35, but that can be a pretty big gamble, right? Because you might not get it, and if you get the 15 or the 35, you might just get power stones out of those. So it's really hard to say what would be the best decision for everyone. Yeah, it's really hard, but I would say that this banner is obviously very, very worth to pull on. Myself, I'm gonna wait a little bit, and yeah, I guess that's the best advice I can get. Myself, I'm wondering if I should pull around maybe 10 to 30k gems. That's what I'm thinking right now, because I'm not really into getting 15 on the Eiko and just using that. I do have the 35 on the Tidus. I could use his 15, but honestly I don't want to invest on Tidus anymore. I'm not gonna invest into his Astral Sword, right? I'm not gonna use Power Stones for the Astral Sword. I would use Power Stone for Eiko's Priest's Racket. But then I'm also interested in the Ash banner and the Garnet banner a month from now. So I kind of have to figure out how much I want to spend and which characters I want to spend them on first. And honestly, I would, if I were to make a priority with these characters, I really like the idea of Cloud right now, so I definitely want to invest some into Cloud just to have him for co-op, because he's gonna be really good with double finishing touches once he gets his 35 CP. But then I would actually rate Vaughn lower than this banner right here, since I did get the MLB Lightning, because she is obviously going to be stronger than Vaughn, and I don't need Vaughn that much anymore. I have MLB Lightning, I have Tidus, so if I could get Eiko, that would complete the trio of Lightning, Tidus, and Eiko, and would make my life a lot easier. So I kind of have to decide how much am I going to spend in trying to get her 15, MLBing her 15, and then hopefully getting her 35 as well. And then if I get some extra limit breaks on Tidus 35 and his 15 as well, that wouldn't be too bad. And then for Balthier, if I would get his 35, I would be fine with that. I'd probably not use him that much, but it's still a 35, and I still rate it. I still think it's okay. It's 15 CP, not that interested in it, but yeah, so far there is a lot of value to be had in this banner, so you can definitely go ahead and pull if you can't wait, but I would suggest that it's probably better just to wait and see, just to go ahead and play the lost chapters, see how challenging the levels are, and then you can decide later on while we get the Ash banner and maybe the special banner on the 4th of July. So that is it for this video. I think we pretty much talked all we need to talk about. So let me know what you guys think, and yeah, I wish you the best of luck. If you can't hold out and are just gonna decide to pull, probably I want to say the prize on this banner is the Eiko 35, right? Because we did have the chance at Tidus, we had the chance at Eiko 15, so the real novelty here is the Eiko 35. So if you can get the Eiko 35, that is probably the best thing to get right here. But obviously if you don't have either Eiko or Tidus, you can probably just pull right now, because you're probably gonna want to pull either way. These two characters are really good. So there you go, that is it. Those are my thoughts on the banner. I shall see you in the next video, and yeah, if I do pull on the banner, it's gonna be a different video, so I shall see you then. Have a good one and take care.